wandering on the web like a deer on the freeway. A very good afternoon to the guest speaker on the occasion, Mr. Alok Nagar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Shri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, Dr. Rupinder Dhar, Head Center of Excellence in Data Science, Dr. Saurabh Jain, respected HOIs and HODs of constituent institutes, distinguished faculty members, staff members, and my dear students. Before proceeding for the session, I would like to invoke the blessings of Goddess Saraswati by lighting the lamp. I would like to request technical team to play the video, please.
शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा.
Thank you, Ruchika ma'am. It's my privilege to greet our guest speaker, Mr. Alok Nagar, through virtual floral welcome on behalf of Dr. Rupinder Dhar and Dr. Saurabh Jain. Thank you, ma'am. I welcome you all in the webinar titled Analytics Overview from TCS Perspective. To understand the purpose of establishing the Center of Excellence in Data Science at our university, I would like to invite Dr. Saurabh Jain to throw light about the center and the objective of the session. Sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Respected Vice Chancellor, Dr. Rupinder Dhar, Mr. Alok Nagar, Data Scientist and Analytics Lead, TCS, Dr. Santosh Dhar, Dean FDSR, Directors, Heads, Faculty Colleagues, Staff Members, and dear students. I welcome you all in the third webinar of Center of Excellence in Data Science on Analytics Overview from TCS Perspective. Data analytics is a process of examining data sets in order to find trends and draw conclusions about the information they contain. Increasingly, data analytics is done with the aid of specialized systems and software. Data analytics technologies and techniques are widely used in commercial industries to enable organizations to make more informed business decisions. Scientists and researchers also use analytics tools to verify and disprove scientific models, theories, and hypotheses. Early data analytics was based on surveying and finding solutions to public problems. For example, a survey regarding a number of children in a district would lead to the decision of developing of the school in that area. With the help of computers, the decision-making process has been more simplified. As a result, computers could solve more complex statistical problems. The data science or analytics jobs figure provided by Analytics India magazine AIM for April 2022 witnessed 30.1% increase in job openings as compared to the last year. In 2022, India contributed to 11.6% of the total global data science analytics job openings. This is a considerable jump from 9.4% of the global job openings in 2021. India's shares of global analytics jobs has been increased because of the following reasons. The continuous investments made by the domestic companies in the development of advanced data science capabilities. MNCs and domestic IT companies have moved to their analytics or data science jobs in majority in India. Captive centers have been witnessed a significant increase in their job openings as these companies more focusing on transforming their technology capabilities by building data science teams in India. The increasing funding of artificial intelligence or data analytics based startups in India. The total funding in 2021 was $1.1 billion, a growth rate of 32.5% on a year-over-year basis. So India has demonstrated rapid and sustained economic growth over the last decade, and recent developments suggest that the focus of data science is the need of an hour. Taking into consideration, Sri Vaishnav Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya has established this Center of Excellence in Data Science. The university has established this center to enable the development of innovative applications and research in the field of data science and to build capacity and ensure that aspiring students have opportunity for best preparations and training in data science for achieving their career ambitions and life goals. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Honorable Vice Chancellor Sri Vaishnav Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya, Dr. Rupinder Dhar, who is well known as creator of new ideas, a free thinker, and a man behind establishing other centers of excellence at our university for welcome address. Sir, please.
Good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I join Dr. Saurabh Jain in welcoming our guest speaker, Mr. Alok Nagar. This Center of Excellence was established with an aim to understand how data science is gaining importance over the period of time and how are the applications of data science seen in various other domains of life. I would not say consciously, I am not saying domains of work. I am saying domains of life. That means it is going beyond workplace. Besides having such meetings where we have guest speakers, we have people who are actually practitioners and they know more about what is on the ground. Besides this, we need to brainstorm and see how we can work on data science from research point of view and see more applications, see different dimensions which are not catered to otherwise. This center has organized a number of such meetings in the past. I am happy that today we have a representation of TCS and we will be knowing more about data science. The statistics shared by Saurabh Jain in itself reflects the scope of data science that has been seen growing, and how TCS is working on it, how TCS is playing a role that we know from Mr. Nagar, and we will be definitely better off in our understanding about data science by the end of this session. But then we need to take it forward in terms of writing some research proposals and knowing more in terms of particularly about applications, application part. So with these words, I welcome our guest speaker once again, and I'm sure that all of us will be benefited through his deliberation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are honored to have a very dynamic and inquisitive personality amongst all of us, our guest speaker, Mr. Alok Nagar. He has more than a decade experience in the domain of analytics and data science industry. He is known for his technical knowledge, not only in the domain of AI, but also across the other verticals. His area of expertise lies in product, cloud, multivariate analysis, and machine learning. Besides being a versatile personality, he is gold medalist in business administration, which is another feather in his cap. I would not like to become a barrier between you and our esteemed guest speaker and would like to invite Mr. Alok Nagar to please enlighten us. Thank you, sir. Sir, please.
Thank you very much, everyone, for your nice words. So let me try to summarize my understanding in this session. I hope it will be useful for all of you. Let me please stop me if you find somewhere I'm not very clear and it's not making sense, so that I will try to make it more easier to understand to everyone, for everyone. So let me start sharing my screen. Please let me know if it is visible. Is it visible? Hello, my screen is visible?
Yes, yes, it is visible. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay. So thanks everyone, and so in this session I'll just try to talk about what is TCS and how TCS see this analytics as a service. So you all are, I hope you must all be aware of that what TCS is. TCS is one of the global IT service consulting and business solution leader, and which is partnering with world's leading businesses in their transformation since last 50 years. So, first of April 1968, TCS was established, and since then it is providing services to the top business companies and the organizations of the world. Previously, TCS identity was experience certainty, which was customer centric, and where the TCS was delivering excellence and it was an expert of technology. But recently, now we have shifted from experience certainty towards a building on belief, where we are taking care of the customer-centric technological expertise and the delivery excellence. Apart from that, we are a partner with our customers and the businesses from the strategic point of view, so that they can grow and transform, and as well as they can innovate and create their businesses. So this is how TCS is supporting to their different organizations and the companies to them to which they are providing the services. TCS has around more than 580,000 employees worldwide. It's approximately 6 lakhs now, and it has a presence on 156 countries. 36% of the workforce we have humans over here, and TCS specifically insist on to everyone to train on the latest technologies. So these, what does this mean is that if you are trained on the latest technologies, you will not be obsolete, and you will be the key of the in the market, and you will provide the support to all the new type of businesses and the technologies which are coming. So in this way, the TCS more than 450,000 employees are trained on the new technologies. We have one of the lowest attrition rate in the IT services in comparison with all the top 4 or 5 IT multinationals that we have. TCS has started their business from in 1970s with some of the key technologies like mainframes, DBMS, materials resource planning, COBOL, etc. And since then, it has keep on increasing their service spans, not only horizontally but as well as vertically. For example, just if I take an example for compute services, in 1970s we were supporting the mainframes Unix as only, but in 80s and 90s now we have started Windows 95, Linux, thereafter visualization grids, and now right now we are specifically working on the cloud, GPUs, and pervasive, etc. Apart from that, we are keep on increasing the new services as well, like we are supporting the cryptos and the blockchains also. So this is how the TCS is growing in the terms of the services. We also provide services to the IoTs, robotics, cyber, physicals, etc. TCS, you must have seen that TCS have won lots of awards across the globe, and it is not only one of the top authentic means desirable employer in the India as well as outside in Europe and in the other apart from India as well, like Europe, US, and Canada also. It has got multiple awards as well. So that's all. That was about the TCS in general. And now I talk about what TCS thinks about the analytics. So in brief, the agenda is that we'll talk about what is introduction of analytics, some of the case studies I will talk about, what are the analytics strengths of the TCS Analytics and Insights. So TCS Analytics and Insights is the division which supports all the analytics and the business intelligence related tasks. What are the roles that we have, and what are the skill set is required from a student perspective? What are the skill sets we see in a new potential employee? So first, introduction of the analytics. So what is analytics? So if I just talk about the definition, the bookish definition, the conceptual definition, analytics is a statistical and mathematical technique. So Sir has also talked about this to discover the strategic trends and opportunities, which helps the business analytics and the brand managers to make faster and better decisions, which is based on the data and the insights that has been provided, which helps the organization to derive results not from their own perspective but also have a competitive advantage in the market. So this is all about the analytics in a conceptual terms, but we will go through more in a more practical terms when I will flip through the slides. So if I will talk about in layman perspective, so how the business decisions are taken. So if you ask to any brand manager or a board of directors or the key business stakeholders that we have, how do they take decisions? Whether they take decisions based on their some understanding or feeling or perceptions, or it is based on some scientific models or the scientific inputs that is provided by us or other companies. So let's see. You would have seen lots of ads on either on TV or digital platforms, YouTube, etc. But companies want to know that whether the ads were effective for their brand or not. So when we see, for example, when we see a new ad either on TV or a digital platform, we might be interested for the first time or the second time. But after certain number of times, we might not be interested. Either we will change the channel or we'll just skip the ad. So what is the boundary line or what is the threshold on which the ads become ineffective? So this is the business question that the brand managers have. How much volume do you lose from your competitors' promotion? So whenever there is a festival season, right now it's a festival season is going on, and there are lots of promotions are being done by different retailers, multinationals and organizations. But it is not like that they are only doing the promotions. For example, in this case, I am showing the example of Tanishq and Malabar Jewelers. So how you can see that Tanishq is doing some type of promotions. It is not sure that it is not only that Tanishq is doing. Even the Malabar Jewelers is also doing some type of promotions, or the C, or the any other jewelers that we have. They all are doing some type of promotions. So it can happen that you are gaining from your promotions, but what else you are losing from the others promotion? This is something which is also of interest, also a business question for the brand managers. Where do you want to invest? So I was talking about TV or digital platforms. Previously, around 10 years, 5 to 10 years back, we were seeing most of things on the TV, but right now we have shifted on OTTs, digital platforms, social media, etc. So whether it is okay to invest on the advertisements or the promotions or the TV or on digital or in the combination of both. So this is how you have to judge based on the inputs provided by the analytics. what your competitive set and how does impact your brand. Means so we have number of competitors, like we have for if I talk about Tata Tea, we have a competitor like Bagh, but Tata Tea has some certain ranges. They have a different type of products like gold, etc., premium. So but whether the same type of range Bagh also have, how the different competitive set is impacting my different sub brands. So this is something a business question that client want to understand. How will how will you know if more or less advertising will impact your brand? So, for example, you must be aware of Parle-G. Parle-G is a brand which is a well-established brand, and we do not see, or we see a very less advertisement for that particular brand, because if we because the new advertisement might hamper the brand's image because it is a already well-established brand. But whenever a new brand come into the market, or whenever any organization launches a new product, they want to give they want to provide more and more advertisements so that it will increase the visibility of that particular brand. So what is the thin line between the less advertisement and the more advertisement? This is something a business question. And the last, does your new line extension drive incremental volume or cannibalization? So suppose Tata is already giving some already providing some type of teas like premium or Agni and gold, like, or but apart from that, if we introduce a new sub brand like XYZ, whether the inclusion of XYZ will increase the sales of a Tata as a whole, Tata Tea as a whole, or whether it will just cannibalize the sales of a Tata Premium or Agni or Gold, etc. So this is a business question. So introduction of a new particular sub brand or a product, how it is going to impact the total overall sales of a Tata Tea as a whole. This is so these are the some of the major buckets in which all the questions are asked, be it is related with the inclusion of a new product, whether it is related to the brand advertisement, or whether it is related with the promotions, etc. So this is how we see the how business decisions are taken for these different business questions based on the analytics insights are being provided. So what is the analytics roadmap? So let's see a real world. In a real world, we have lots of data. Everywhere there is a huge data, whether it is a home or a office or a school or college, some type of data is always available. From that data, we can have a two type of business question. The first business question is how X is related with the Y, like E is equals to MC square. Means if I see from a brand manager's perspective, a brand manager can ask how my brand sales is related with the promotions that I'm doing, or how my brand sales is related with the distribution that I'm doing, how my brand sales is related with the number of competitor activities that other competitors are doing, how my brand sales volume is increasing in terms of the promotion that I'm doing, or the revenue is increasing. So this is the relationship. Whenever we try to find a relationship, that could be a one question. Second type of question is that if I have X, can you tell me why? So for example, brand manager can ask me, I have a data that my sales was in the last quarter was 10,000 units. What will be my sales in the next quarter or a next year? So this could be the another type of question, where the first question is asking for some type of relation, and second type of question is asking for some type of prediction. So these are the two type of questions that we can have, and from the real world, for that we gather the data. We gather the raw data in a very raw format available from different sources. Whether it is the data is available with our client or the third party or somewhere else. So this is where the data is collected. We store or ingest the data somewhere. So previously, majorly it was on premises where we store the data on our servers, etc. only. But right now it is we are shifting towards the cloud technologies also. So we are storing data on the cloud as well. Once we store the data, all the data might not be useful for us as it is. There might be some of the fields or information that is not at all useful, or there are some of the field or the information that cannot be used as it is. So we'll have to transform them, or some of the fields we have to remove that. So this is called the data cleaning or the transformation, or data engineering as well, or feature engineering. Once that is done, we proceed ahead with the exploratory data analysis. So exploratory data analysis means finding out some information or what the data speaks about. So for example, if we have a sales data for example, for last 12 months, if I just plot that 12 months data on as a line chart, I can simply see that whether my sales is increasing or decreasing. So this is something, it is quite visible from the data itself. There is no need rocket science or any type of analytics is required. Means any type of detailed machine learning type of analytics is not required. We can just go through the data. That's exploratory data analysis. And over here only, we can also say that how X is related to the Y, how my sales is related with the number of last in with the months. Means in April month, how is my sales? In the May month, how is my sales? Or how is my sales related with the temperature? Means all the cold products, ice cream, etc., how they are related with the temperature, how the sales are related to the festival seasons, whether they are increasing or decreasing. So this is the relationship that we can see in the exploratory data analysis. But our roadmap doesn't our journey doesn't stop here. We proceed ahead with the machine learning. Machine learning is a type of is an approach where we teach our algorithms to learn the pattern in our data and then mimic that or then try to predict the future behavior, predict something based on the unseen data. So this is how the machine learning approach works about. We have a different type of machine learning approach, either be it is supervised or unsupervised. I'll talk about them in later. So over here, once we will build our machine learning models, where we can say that if I have, can you tell me why? So over here, we will predict something. We will build our model on the seen data, and then we can, on the unseen data, we can try to predict something. And then we see how our prediction is, how accurate our prediction is. So this is this is how we answer this. If I have X, can you tell me why? Once we are done through these steps and our model is accepted by the client, we proceed ahead with the visualization and reporting, where we present our reports, create different dashboards, presentations, etc., and present it to our client. Right. So this is how the entire journey of the analytics starts from the real world business questions and ends with the presentations and reports. So that was about the analytics roadmap. If I just bucket them, so the raw data collection and a store or ingest data is a job of a data engineer. If as a very macro level, this is definition that I'm giving. This is a bucketization that I'm giving. It can differ company to company or the organization to organization as well. From general perspective or the macro perspective, the raw data collection and the store or ingesting the data is a job of a data engineer. If we are later after that, once we started cleaning the data or transforming the data or providing some exploratory data analysis, it becomes a job of a data analyst. Building the machine learning model is a job of a machine learning engineer. And if someone who is doing data cleaning, exploratory data analysis, machine learning, and visualization and reporting, that is the job of a data scientist. So the job of a data scientist includes the job of a data analyst and ML engineer, but in some organization, even the data engineer task is also included in the data scientist role as well. So this is all the analytics roadmap is. And analytics doesn't start, it ends with the visualization and reporting. Once we are presenting something to our stakeholders or our brand manager or a key clients, they might have some new business questions as well, or they might have some follow-up questions as well. So it's a, as you can see, it's a keep on repeating stuff. So once we are presenting something, based on the questions of feedback that we have, we will start collecting the raw data again over here, and then our start journey will start again. So it's a recurrent approach. We keep on doing and doing until we have some satisfactory answer, or we start the new project or some new journey. So this is something like that. Or in some of the business cases, this is like a subscription type based of model, where we are keep on providing the information based on the how the data in the real world is changing. So this is all about. So that was our analytics roadmap. If I talk about how many different type of marketing analytics that we have, So in the analytics that we have, we can divide them into three types. The first is the marketing analytics. What is marketing analytics? That it's a test, and first I'll talk about test and control analysis, where we are testing something in a controlled environment, and then we see that whether the new strategies that we have done, or the, for example, let me take an example of a campaign, a marketing campaign the company is doing. They will do a campaign in a particular region, and let's see how that campaign is effectively working in that particular region. And if that is giving the satisfactory result to the client, they can bring that into the at the national level, at the might be at the India level or a particular region level. So this is the test and control analysis. Then we have a media analytics, where we see how we have a different type of media tactics. Like we can do an advertisement on digital channel or social media, OTT, TV, etc. But which particular platform is suitable for a particular brand, for my brand or my sub brand? So that is something how we decide a marketing tactic. This is the media analytics. Once we have decided what should be our best media tactics we have, then we decide what should be the marketing advertisement type. Means it is not like that we just decide, we just build an advertisement and then we pasted it on the YouTube or Twitter or Instagram or OTT channel as it is, like that. We will have to follow a certain template for that particular tactic. So accordingly, we will have to build the marketing advertisement for that particular media tactic. So this is campaign analytics. And which one is most suitable or not, this is what we gauge. Then we have a saturation curve. So previously I was talking about that we are seeing an ad on a we see an ad for first time, one time or two time or something like that. After a certain period of time, our ads, the interest that we have in ad saturates. So this is what our saturation. So from the technical language, if we talk about that, the revenue that we are gaining from a particular media campaign or advertisement, when it is going to stop. So this is what is saturation. When the results that we desirable results that we are not getting, where our saturation comes. So this is what the saturation curve analytics we have. Once we are through with test and control analysis, media analytics, campaign analytics, saturation curve, we start building the simulation and optimization tool. In that tool, we try to analyze or present that a picture or a story to the client, where they can put in some numbers and then they can forecast the sales of the forecast the revenue or the ROI for the upcoming year or a quarter. So this is the simulation tool is built based on the outputs that is provided by the previous 4 analytics that we have. So that was about the marketing analytics. So marketing analytics is all those type of activities that we're doing outside the store. So means be it on TV or a digital platform or some banners you see on the road or the advertisement in the newspaper or the some type of features, testing, sampling activities. So these are the things that is always done outside the stores. But when we talk about inside the stores, that is called the sales analytics. Sales analytics, or whatever the activities that you see whenever you enter into the store. So that is falls under the sales analytics, like price sensitivity and promo effectiveness. Whenever you purchase a product, be it a shampoo or a soap or a baby care product, anything, you always see a price over there. The manufacturers increase or decrease the price based on their cost or the government policies or the tax structures that we have. They change the price, but changing the price is not is there is no surety that increasing or decreasing the price impact the sales in a positive way or in a desirable way. Furthermore, the promotion activities that they are doing, whether they are doing some type of gift or buy one get one or 10% off, 10% extra, something like that. So these are the promotion effectiveness as well, whether they are effective or not. Means, for example, they are giving buy one and get one, but the sales is not increasing 100%. If the sales is not increasing 100%, then buy one get one is not at all useful from the client perspective, provided they have not changed the price accordingly. So this is what about the price sensitivity and the promo effectiveness analytics. Then so price is not only from our products perspective. It shouldn't be the only the client's brand perspective or the product perspective only. We also gauge the competitor activities that we have for that particular brand, whether what strategies that they are following. So we also gauge and analyze the competitor activities in this particular part. Thereafter, we enable insights based on trade planning. Means the the outputs provided by the first and the second part is accumulated in the third part, where we see that the change in our own strategies of the price and promo, how it is impacting to my brand, as well as in terms of in accordance with the competitors price and promotion activities. So this is what about. So a particular brand is increasing its price, but competitor is decreasing its price, so definitely your sales going to impact it. But you are also increasing your price and the competitor is also increasing the price, then might be there won't be any increase in the sales, or might be a positive or a negative increase. So this is what we see in this particular part. Then based on the output provided by the three steps, the price sensitivity, the promo effectiveness, competitor activities, and the enabling insights, we now create some type of a simulator or optimization tool where through which we can forecast the sales. Over here we answer that if I have X, how can I predict the Y? Something like the questions over here. And after doing these four type of sales analytics, we do a distribution analytics as well. So whatever the activities that we do outside the stores falls under the media analytics. Whatever the activities that we do inside the stores falls under sales analytics. But how the products reaches the store, it falls under the distributor analytics, where we see that what should be the best distribution or the best distribution strategies or the tools that an organization should use so that the sales can be impacted in a positive manner. What should be the optimum assortment size as well. Apart from that, for those two analytics, sales marketing analytics and sales analytics, were from the brand or manufacturer's perspective, but we also do the analytics from the consumer's perspective as well, like what consumer behavior is. So what is shopper behavior and motivations, why a particular consumer want to purchase a product, or they should purchase or should not purchase a product. What are the optimal combination of the products that a consumer want to purchase, like bread with butter, something like that. So what are the optimal combination that they want to purchase? It comes under shopper behavior. And wherever you will have seen the templates or the advertisement in the newspaper, you would have seen that they give some combos of the products that you want to purchase, like that. So the products are given, or the offers are given in the combos. So this is based on the shopper behavior and the recommendation system that you would have seen on the Amazon, the Flipkart. That's all about shopper behavior. Then we do the consumer segmentation in general. Whatever the strategies, for example, the strategies a manufacturer built for a baby product cannot be applied on the products that are prepared for the senior citizens or the common adult ones. So you cannot apply the same strategies over there. So you will have to build the strategies based on the different type of consumers that we have, be it baby products or hair care products or home care products, etc. So this is how we segmentize the entire consumers or the stores. So that's all. That was about all the type of analytics that we have, be it is a marketing, sales, or the consumer ones. I'll talk about the 2 case studies over here. Means 5 case studies over here in general. The first one is the fraud detection. For one of the customers that we have wanted to understand, one of the customers was from the financial domain, and they were getting different type of the claims submitted by the consumers, and they wanted to know that whether all the claims are authenticated ones, or there are some of the suspicious and the fraud ones as well. So for that, we build a model, and through which we provided them the insight that how you can understand that what are the suspicious behavior, suspicious claims which is being submitted by the consumers. So in this way they can have some pre information. With the help of that, they can increase the accuracy of the processing of their claims. So this is how. So we provide them the solution. So we use the tools that we like, for example, in this case, the Python and the cloud framework we used, and provide them the insights and the suggestions. With the help of that, they can take the decisions in a more appropriate manner. Another analytics, talk about case studies I talking about from the marketing analytics. These are the realist analytics that we have done. So for whenever the leading animal healthcare brand, they wanted to optimize their marketing budget. So we provide them solution, and this will lead to the potential spending saved by 10% for them. One of the multinational cosmetic brand wanted to understand that what is the advertising performance, the advertising that they are doing. We provided them the solution and to optimize their DVTV and digital advertising strategy, and this will help them to increase the revenue sales by $4 million. And they provided them this opportunity to increase the revenue sales by $4 million. For one of the leading mobile device brand, they wanted to understand the impact of significant media budget reduction. So recently, they have reduced the media budget by around 30 to 80%, and they wanted to know that what is the impact on their brand sales. So we identify the key drivers that from on which if they will do the promotions or the activities that will increase their sales, like the be it a Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. So this is how we provide them the solution, which of the platform is useful for which particular media activity. One of the amusement park wanted to know that what are the macro factors which is impacted their attendance, means how many footfalls that they have in the stores, like sorry, in the amusement park, like the what the media activities that they are doing, promotions or the competition that they have. So we provided them the 10 plus insights. We created the some type of grid for them, and we plot all their campaigns and activities in this grid, and provide them the opportunity that which particular campaign can increase them, can give them the most appropriate contribution in their attendance in the given amusement park. So these how we bucketize or do the clustering for their different campaign activities based on the related with the promotions or the pricing of their tickets and something like that. So that was one of the marketing mix analytics that we had. So I have one questions to for you audience that what typically includes images, objects, text, sound, and video. Which type of data it is? Anyone?
Sir, students are not allowed to answer. So,
Oh, okay, okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
I mean, that option we have inactivated. So,
Okay, no problem. So that was the question that I had put. So there are two type of databases that we have from the analytics perspective: is a structured database or unstructured database. A structured database is like that where we are aware of the schemas, and it means what we have in the columns, fields, and what we have in the rows. Some information that we have, not all of them, but some of the information that we have. That's called the structure. And whenever we are not at all aware of anything, it's called the unstructured database. Like the images, we are processing different type of images, text messages, sound messages, and video messages. So these are the unstructured databases. Another question that I have is that which of these is an advanced analytics activity? So dashboards, we create the dashboards with the information, the charts or the some photos. We create the dashboards, but dashboard is something which requires the exploratory data analysis or the outputs of the machine learning models. Scorecards, we create the scorecards based on the data that we have. Reporting is something is a PDF report or a report in on a presentations format, something like that. But all these three, the dashboards, the scorecards, and reporting, requires the data and some amount of output from the models. But forecasting is something which is not only depends on the outputs of the model, but is also required some business intelligence to build that particular forecasting tool. So this is the an advanced analytics activity. Now, TCS Analytics and Insights, what are the strengths that we have? So we are offering our services to each and every industries in the market. Like it started from the business, banking and the financial services. Like we are supporting predicting risk and fraud, managing credit and collections, managing customer profitability and channel analysis. So this is what we are doing in the banking in the financial domain. Travel, we are supporting like how to increase the frequent flyer numbers, how to optimize the scheduling and routing, forecast demands and the sales in the future perspective. In the telecom, we are optimizing networks, mitigate frauds. Retail, we are optimizing inventory. I talk about retail in more detail previously. Store planning, manage loyalty and churn. In the media, we are checking that demand-based pricing, analyze marketing segment, doing the research. Insurance, we are supporting actuarial services, improve marketing ROI, customer lifetime value that we have. From in energy analytics, we are improving collections, optimizing traffic and productions, plan load. In high tech, improving campaign ROI, optimizing pricing and optimizing supply chain. In life science, we are optimizing sales force, risk-based site monitoring, and forecast demand. And in manufacturing, we are forecasting demand and failure, optimizing pricing, and warranty analytics. So these are the different, some of the examples from different industries that we are supporting in TCS. Now, service across analytics value chain. So on the left side, you can see the data. So on the left side, we have a lots of data. On the right side, we have intelligence. In the left side, if we have a lots of data, we will have to manage the complexity. It because handling the data is a very complex thing. But in providing intelligence, this means we are creating value. So if I just start this particular value chain, so it start with the data management. We have a lots of data. We have to manage that. We have identify key data sources, do data aggregations, check the data quality, data validation, and data governance and data security as well. So these are the things that we do in from the data management. Thereafter, we do a reporting. Means what are the regulatory reporting? What are the key business driver, key performance indicators that we have? What are the dashboards that we have to create for the organization? How we see the track the performance of the organization? Capacity planning and budgeting, incentive calculations. These are the things falls under the reporting. But both of them falls under the purview of the data itself because most of the things are done with the help of data only. But here onwards, it starts the intelligence. With the help of data, we do the analytics insights like segmentation and targeting. In segmentation, we segment the different consumers. Targeting, we target the consumer based on the clusters that we have. Profitability analysis to see how to increase the profit or the ROI for the organization. Campaign channel and effectiveness analysis, where different campaigns we are doing, the different campaigns we are doing in different channels, like as I mentioned previously, be it OTT or social media, TV, etc., digital, how effective it is at different channels. So, for example, one particular ad is effective on one particular channel, but not on the other. Fraud and credit loss mitigation strategies. So, fraud. So, in the banking in the financial sectors, the fraud and the credit loss is one of the major concern, and for that we build the different type of models so that their losses and the fraud um, can be reduced as much as possible. Delinquency and collection strategies, call volume analysis. Call volume is something that how many type of call volumes are being coming, whether it's a genuine ones or the wrong ones, something like that. So these are the analytics that we do. But over here, the some of the part of the data and intelligence both is required. Furthermore, when we proceed further, over here, less data is required because we are more dependent on the outputs provided by our analytics models. We create the predictive models where we want to see the acquisition behavior of the scorecards, propensity models we build the forecasting models, response models, cross-sell and upsell models. Means cross-sell means how we can utilize the omni channels, means something a promotion that we are doing on the digital platform as well as on the our in-store more brick and mortar stores as well. Attrition models, how we can stop the attritions in the organization or the for a telecom company. Volume predictions, what suppose I have a data for current this particular financial year, what will be the volumes will for the next financial year, be it in terms of sales units or sales revenue. Pricing analytics, so I talk about pricing analytics in more detail previously as well. So then over here in predictive analytics, the most very lots of intelligence is required, and we are adding value to the organization. And next is optimization. Once we are through with all these four pillars, we do the optimization. Optimization is something where we using the outputs provided by the previous four steps, we optimize the solution identification, we optimize the credit line strategies, we optimize the channels, pricing optimization, and contact center optimization. So these are the different optimization strategies that we have. So as you can see on the left side, we are more dealing with the data. On the right side, we are dealing more with the intelligence. As we are moving from left side to the right side, the business value increases, and our intelligence also increases. The more we move towards the right side, it becomes the more of the role of a data scientist. From the left side, we start from the data engineer too, and the right side, we are becoming a data scientist. So this is how our journey starts. Growth outlook and various roles in analytics. So we have just taken this snapshot from the upgrad.com. As you can see, these are the top 10 career options that we have in the future. And if you see the first, second, the sixth one is the data scientist, data analyst, and the artificial intelligence and machine learning roles. And even the Harvard Business Review has also told that the data science and the data analyst roles is one of the top required and one of the top desirable roles of the 21st century. And this is something, these are the tremendous exposure and the practical application that you can find in TCS from the data science, in the data science domain for all the potential employees for this particular industry. Yeah, so I will talk about what is analytics and what is analytics from TCS perspective, what analytics TCS provides in analytics domain, and what different roles that we have. But the one of the question that you might all have, or the students might have, what are the skill set is required. So if I just bucket them in a from the macro perspective, the fundamentals, a good knowledge of the statistics is the very much required for this particular roles of a role of a data analyst or a data scientist or a data engineer. The quantitative techniques that we have, specifically the mathematical techniques, and which is very much required for this particular role. The ML AI concepts should be well versed by that particular student, so that he or she can gain expertise in this particular role. So that is about the fundamentals. If I were to go to technology, the technology is Excel as a very basic one, but which is still not obsolete. You must have a knowledge of the Excel. The Python, R, SPSS, SAS, Java, C, Tableau, Power BI, and Big Data. So these are the technology you must be aware of, so that you can gain, because these are the demanding technologies which are demanded by the organizations, like specifically Python and Java, because it is majorly used. Big data is unavoidable because everyone is working now on big data, because there are lots of data available in the market. Then we have a cloud. Previously everyone was working on the on premises. Now most of the organization is shifting towards from on premises to the cloud, and one of the top organizations which provided this service is the Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. And you must be aware of what they are providing, what are the basic sub brands that they have in this particular cloud, what are the, for example, what are the storage capacities that they have, compute services that they are providing, what are the machine learning services that they are providing, how many different type of databases that they have, data structures that they have. So you must be aware of that. And soft skills which is mandatory, like you should have good communication skills, you should be very good with the articulation of your stories, you should be aware of the how to take ownership of your projects, and PowerPoint and building the stories on a different platforms is something which is required. And not only no apart not means last but not the least, something like that you can say is blockchain is you must be aware of this blockchain concept, because these are the demand in the market, and being a data scientist, all these are the skill set that the industry is looking in a candidate. It's not, I'm not talking about it from a TCS perspective, but in the industry, for a data scientist role or a data engineer or data analyst role, these are the basic necessities which is required. Apart from that, if you have a more expertise or a certification in some of the fields, that will be cherry on the top. Yeah, so that's all from my side. Might be I was not clear with some of the topics. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer that.
Thank you, sir. It was really a informative session, because it was really very structured and easy to understand, informative for the students, so they can develop employability skills in context to the data analytics. And they have heard it from a lot of interest, and we have certain questions. So the first question is from Sarthak Sharma. He wanted to ask that how analytics is helpful in gamification.
In How analytics is helpful in?
How analytics is helpful in gamification, sir.
Gamification, I couldn't get that.
Um, Gamification of like simulations and gamifications like that, maybe.
Yeah, so simulation, as I talk about simulation, for doing any type of simulation, the output of models is required. So if you have a very good understanding of how you're building the models, it is one of the key input for your simulations. So the simulations can only be done based on the outputs that you provide. Only then you can start doing simulation or forecasting or the prediction. So analytics is must for that.
Okay. Sir, second question is from Rashi Chauhan. She wanted to ask how analytics is useful in daily life of a student. How it is applicable, in the life of the student.
So analytics is now everywhere because be it is a brick and mortar store or a organization or a multinational organization or a websites firm, anything, we always have a lots of data. So if you are a student, you should have also have some type of data available with you, like the data that you have with your daily day-to-day life. That how many means, for example, suppose you can simply build a model that how many time of you are spending in a study of a particular subject and what are the results that you are getting for that subject. Like, so there are, for example, you have a 6 subject in your semester, and you are spending around 1 hour or 2 hour for 2 hours for a one particular subject, or a half an hour for one particular subject, whether which type of results that you are getting. So in your in a life of a student, how this is, you can build a model, or you can also see what is happening in the market as well. How do you can see, like, for example, when you go in a store, like you go in a big bazaar or a D Mart, something like that, how they are creating the pricing, how they are putting the prices over there. Just compare the prices of a different competitors and see that how um, they build their strategies. What is downsizing and upsizing means? Sometimes they keep the prices stable, but they increase the size of the product or decrease the size of the product. This is how you can see. You should, I mean, being a student, you should um, keep an eye on everything that what is happening within your life and outside and the inside in the world. So this is how you, being a student, you can always keep on talking about, keep on gauging more and more experience in terms of the analytics.
Very well received, sir. The next question is from Achal Mathur. She wanted to ask that how analytics and artificial intelligence is correlated.
Machine learning is a subpart of the artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is how our different machines are mimicking the human behavior. This is artificial intelligence,
Right.
like robots. And analytics is about how we are getting the inferences from the data. So as mentioned by the Saurabh sir in the beginning, how we are inferencing the data, inferencing the information from the data. This is all about analytics. So analytics is a subset of the artificial intelligence.
Um, so next question is from Anjali Verma. She wanted to ask that in data visualization, besides Power BI, what are the other tools which are there in the market, and which one is better one for a student to just learn about, because these must be students of analytics only.
Yeah, so Power BI, Tableau, and Looker, Google's Looker, is these are the three tools which are very useful, and you should be aware of those three tools. And why these three tools are important? Because they are supporting the cloud platforms as well. So Power BI, Tableau, and Looker, Google Looker.
um, okay, there is one anonymous attendee that student wanted to ask how much understanding of Python library like Pandas and Numpy are required.
NumPy, yeah. So Pandas and NumPy is mandatory. You must be aware of that because all the libraries are built on top of that only. Apart from Pandas and NumPy, scikit-learn from the machine learning perspective, Matplotlib, Seaborn, And these are the different, so these are the basic machine learning, these are the basic libraries that you should be must be aware of: Pandas, Numpy, Matplotlib, Seaborn, and Scikit-learn.
I think all questions are answered. Any panelist who wants to ask some question? Sir, I have one question after listening to
Yes,
you.
please.
What are the applications of prescriptive analysis in medical field?
Prescriptive analytics. So in medical fields, we are majorly see. So there are two type of analytics that we have in medical world. The first one is the placebo analysis in analytics, where we see the impact of a different type of products, different type of products which is being developed by the manufacturer or the chemical organizations. Means how effective those products on the different illnesses. That is the one type of analytics that we do. And a second type of analytics is that the placement or the distribution of the pricing strategies that we have. How do we place our products in a different markets? So that is some of the true analytics that we do.
There are some other questions which are popping up, I guess. Yamini Chauhan wanted to ask, what would you suggest to be the first ever step to become a data analyst, and what spectrum of maths would be enough for it? Maybe from mathematics or so.
Basic algebra. So algebra is the mandatory, and like matrix, vectors. So these are things that you cannot avoid. And the more math you know is better for you. And so, for example, the mathematics that we know till the 12th standard is mandatory, I think so. And because whenever we start, means more we grow from the data science perspective, the more math is required. And because you cannot, for example, if you are working on the big data, you cannot see your data with the eye. It's very difficult to visualize the data. So you will have to completely depend on the mathematical tools and the techniques so that you can get some understanding about the data. So that's a mandatory from the math perspective, basic algebra. And first ever step, as I mentioned, already told you the basics of the statistics, the linear algebra, algebra mathematics, basic mathematics. So these are the first step they should be aware of, because the more the algorithms you will learn, the more algorithms you will learn. All these algorithms are based on the statistics, means mathematics, and whenever you interpret those outputs of the algorithms, it is based on the statistics. So these are the mandatory steps and the first steps.
How machine learning can help to extract insights from raw data apart from mathematical and statistical computation. This is from Pratik Vaidya.
So machine learning is a mathematical strategies only. So whatever the machine learning algorithms we have is a mathematical algorithms only, optimization techniques that we have, and the outputs that they provide is the statistical outputs. And whatever the outputs is being provided is something you will must have understanding of the statistics. So that's why how it is differs. So uh, these learning or machine algorithms are based on the mathematics, but the outputs are can be interpreted using the statistical terms and techniques.
So Yash Rai is asking, what is deep learning?
What is deep learning? So uh, when we move ahead from machine learning, the next step is a deep learning. So just even layman language, if I want to tell that how a child understand, so this is what a deep learning. So whenever there is a child, if we show him or her a particular apple, he might not be able to understand that. But second time, if first time he will not be understand that it is apple. If we tell them that this is apple, he will say okay, it is apple. Next time again I will show him a apple. Might be he will not be able to understand it. Third time I will again show him to that apple. Then third time he or she must be able to understand that this is apple. This is how they learn. So they keep on asking some questions and we tell them the answer. This is how they keep on learning. In the same fashion, machine learns. So this is deep learning. So in the deep learning, they give them some inputs. They give them some inputs. We also provide them the answers of those inputs, and they keep on learning those inputs. And after learning those inputs, they become proficient, and after some time when we throw them some new questions and ask them which particular image is this or which particular thing is this, they will give me the answer. So this is what is deep learning, which is based on the input layer, output layer, and the hidden layers.
Okay, sir. I think all the question has been answered. Sir, it was really an informative session, and students I can see across the various streams have heard this, and they were interested in this, and their query must have been cleared. On behalf of Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya and Center of Excellence in Data Science, I would like to thank you, sir, that you have been really kind enough to accept our invitation and to be the part of this session. And you spared your valuable time as well, and thank you for being so patient. We started a little late as well. And besides being thankful to our Vice Chancellor, who has been a guiding force in the establishment of all the centers, I would like to thank Dr. Rajavat, Director SVIIT, who coordinated with TCS, and therefore you are here. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the members of Center of Excellence in Data Science for their contribution and perfect coordination to make this event quite successful one. So now, may I request all the audience to rise for national anthem, and I would like to request technical team to kindly play the video.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
So students have been asking for your email ID as well on the WhatsApp, and just for some queries. So shall
Yeah,
I?
might be you can. I
Not to
cannot
all the
provide my
students,
personal email
those
ID.
who are the interested ones.
So I cannot provide my personal email ID. So might be you can take the answers and share it with me on my TCS email ID. I will definitely answer.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
You have my TCS email ID, right?
Yeah, I have yours. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir,
Thank
for
you very
your
much.
presence and sparing your valuable time. Thank you, all the members.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alok. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.